Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. I welcome you to this channel called Study English 14. My name is Ward Yunus, and today I will be presenting a brief summary about the inquiry letter. So, I will be presenting inquiry letter on behalf of my old comrades that helped me to do this project. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. An inquiry letter is some kind of business communication in which the addresser requests information or assistance from the addressee. And the inquiry letters comes in three. So we have three kinds of inquiry letters. The first one to mention is the status inquiries. The status inquiries are written to solicit formal recommendation from an employee for a job application. And the second one is the routine inquiries. The routine inquiries are letters sent to an individual or a company to collect specific information. And lastly, but not least, sales related inquiries, which are directed to an organization or individual that's seeking for information about a particular item or service. So, as you can see here, guys, we have three kinds of inquiry letters. And it is crucial and it is extremely crucial to know the difference between the three. So, in order to avoid any kind of confusion in the future. So, I advise you to make a difference between the three and know the difference, the essential differences between the three in order to write a successful inquiry letter. Ways of using inquiry letter. Inquiry letter is often used in academic and professional domains, such as to inquire about the institute or university admission, etc. Also used to inquire in a vocational field, which refer to occupations that you can learn from some basic training at an academic institute. Disciplines of using inquiry letter. The inquiry letter is appropriate to be used in any professional matter for the aim of asking for further details about a certain subject, which can be related to many disciplines. And the main purpose of the inquiry letter is to demand and to collect information from the addressee about any kind of a business related matter. And the inquiry letter can be used in a different situations. And these situations are to learn about a person's company or a social status of a company, and to learn about the product's quality, to be aware of the payment's terms, and also to determine a company's or an individual's financial strength, and to learn about a prospective applicant's previous employment history, and to learn about a company's business reputation. Some questions might cross your mind during this lecture. Who writes it? Who reads it? And especially where and when is it generally written? The person who writes it can be a client or someone applying for a job with a diploma or even a consumer. The inquiry letter should be prepared by someone who is in an urgent need of information or a solution to their problems. So, before even considering writing an inquiry letter, you should first call or text the addressee, and you have to make sure that the addressee will reply to you with your need. You can't just be asking someone who will not be providing you with answers. So, it is crucial to know that the person you are sending the inquiry letter to will provide you with the need you need. And the inquiry letter is written to request additional information about employment products and also express a desire to use a service provided by the seller or an organization. It is used in a business to communicate with companies and get more information. What kind of information does it communicate? So, in general, an inquiry letter should convey the identified need or problem in details, as well as the proposed solutions and your organization's qualifications to implement it. However, it differs according to the type. If it's a sale inquiry information about how have you discovered the product you are presenting and give informations about it. If it's an inquiry information, it should say why have you chosen that company and request informations. Also mention your capacities. So here we have a sample of how to write a letter. So in the top of the letter, you have to mention the address of the addresser and the address of the addressee, the date and the situation and the subject. These five elements have to always be on the top of the letter. And in the body, in the first paragraph, you have to explain the reason for writing this letter. That is to say, the aim and the needed information from the addressee. And in the second paragraph, you have to list the specific items that are necessary to know about the duration, the number of enrollments, and the fees and the schedules. And in the last paragraph, you have to emphasize on the capacities and the interest of the addresser. And in conclusion, it contains a phone number for the responding to let the addressee respond to you and reach out to you, and a thanks to a recipient in advance, and a complimentary close. To write a very successful inquiry letter, we have to follow some guidelines because a form or register is used while writing an inquiry letter because it is an academic writing. The vocabulary should be very well selected, so therefore we should avoid the mistakes at all cost. So these are some steps to follow to write a successful inquiry letter. The first one is the structure. The structure should be respected and the ideas should be well divided into paragraphs. And it should be and second one is it should be clear, concise, and precise. Only active voice should be used, and only formal register is allowed. Use of a model like may, might, or can, and use of a punctuation to have a well organized writing. And then lastly, we have to end it with a request and a clear closing. So, overall, the inquiry letter plays an essential and important role, especially in modern business, regardless of the subject matter and the reason of inquiry. The letter requires an impressive opening that would generate the interest in the addressee in business. This will give the opportunity for the employer to discover the employee's hidden abilities and desire to hear more in a full proposal. This kind of letter gives a sufficient information and support which is beneficial for the addresser in terms of that it allows to make use of what he has to recommend and gives him the opportunity to have a sufficient information for which he wishes to inquire. So here we get to the end of the video. That's it for today. And I thank you guys so much for sticking around until the end of the video. I hope you guys liked this content, this short video, this short summary about the inquiry letter. And I hope I'll see you in the near future. And please subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much.